like SBTC a little bit more.
So far, but of course, Rafa, what do you think of the draft so far? And yeah, this Varus coming in for SBTC, I feel like that is a little bit of a flex. It is another comfort pick for SBTC over here, but G4 also looking like going for that Orianna possibly in the mid, or possibly support. What do you think?
Rakan engage into Orianna Shockwave combo is pretty... I don't want to say super reliable way, because it does require a lot for the Rakan to be able to get into the thick of the fight and expend a lot of resources. But, you know, if you turn on the quickness, you can charm everyone up, get into a knockup, and then from the grand entrance, and then Shockwave follows up, you get a massive burst damage. But Orianna doesn't just hit like a truck early on. It takes a while. You need to get to at least 2 or 3 items before the Shockwaves actually starts kicking in.
But where does this Pantheon go? Because this is either jungle Pantheon or jungle Riven. And either way, they're going to have the kind of global mobility that EVOS excels with, and it will enable them to kind of dominate the early game once they hit level 5, based on that extra map presence. SBTC are going to try and late match it, kind of late parity it, by bringing out the Nunu, which gives them a decent amount of roam. In response, the Nunu's very fast across the map, but he's obviously not as fast as the Pantheon, and the Pantheon is going to do much more damage during the early game. I think the weak point here for EVOS, although I do like how that draft broke towards the end, the weak point is they don't have a lot of health. They're very low HP, which means that you need to start strong if you're EVOS. If this Pantheon doesn't take over the first couple of minutes, if this Pantheon doesn't find early momentum, then they're not going to have enough damage to stay alive, if that makes sense.
Yeah, final thought.
Rafa, you're getting your Nunu match.
Well, we finally got Nunu, and a TF is going to play it, but the big thing for me that's going to be curious is EVOS doesn't have a marksman. All their physical damage is going to be coming from Valdis and Vipper, so I don't know what this is going to mean, but, you know, if Rakan can set up the plays, then maybe the Meatballs and the Melee Bruisers can clean it up here.
Well, it looks like a very interesting draft indeed, and bound to be a very exciting game. Casters, take it away.
And take it we shall. Welcome everyone to SBTC Esports versus EVOS Esports. The challenge to take the throne. The challenge to outthrow the kings of Wild Rift Southeast Asia. Welcome everyone to this game 2 of the series. Omo, we don't have any ADCs for EVOS Esports, and we have Nunu for SBTC. What are your thoughts?
Well, I don't really know where to begin. I mean, I think our analyst Des did a great job at breaking this one down. But I would like to present the point. Look at the map. Look at the champions here. None of it matters. It's all about Unero against Tipper. This is the same thing as the Fiora matchups, right? You play Camille against Riven, someone's gonna get ahead, and the one that gets ahead, it's not gonna stop being ahead, and he's gonna snowball the game, and he's gonna be the carry factor, and that's a huge thing that we have to look out for. Rich, once again, being cheeky here.
Knock off on Throw.
Electrocute procs.
Not enough damage though, not enough damage. The Electrocute will deal enough to push them back, but Reach very, very low.
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, if you all-in matchups like Varus Gragas, who have very good poke from a distance, if you don't get the damage down and get out, which you obviously can't as a level 1 Rakan because you don't have the battle dance to get away, then they're just going to return the damage on you that you did to them 2-fold, 3-fold, or even more, right? So let's look at the state of the map right now. I do want to point out that Valdis being on this Pantheon, TF being on this Nunu, means that we can expect to see a lot of early action. Our analyst said correctly that Pantheon really needs to get things going, and we really need to see that in the Baron lane. TF as well, Nunu doesn't exactly fall off. Hold that thought. Okay,
yeah,
this is a bit of damage.
With a snowball.
Yeah, this is a bit of damage.
Yeah, no, continue.
Yeah, I mean, I lost my train of thought by my own doing, so that's my bad. But yeah, he can roll the snowball up to the Baron lane, and Tipper will need to be always respectful of that, because Camille can lock you down with the Hextech ultimatum, and you have nowhere to run from the Nunu snowball. So a lot of things that we need to be aware of, but given the nature of the bot lane matchup, we don't really need to care too much about that. Mid lane is a possible point of contention, because when we talk about Diana, how does a trading pattern go? She dashes into you to try to out-trade you. Now, if she dashes into you and you've got backup, then that's a bit of trouble for her. The main thing, though, nothing else matters. We need to look at the Baron lane.
Definitely, and I think when it comes to the mid lane, it's also difficult for G4 because once you charm G4, the Moonfall will get cancelled. Pretty much every single thing, there's a pros and cons in both lanes into the mid lane and also the bot lane. So I liked how you mentioned about Tipper versus Yunero matchup in the Baron lane because we saw how Tipper was playing in that first game. Yes, they did not win, but their type of playstyle, especially for Tipper, is holding on for his team, is playing space, is making something happen for them.
Oh boy.
Oh, the charm follows up with a knockoff. This is the electric damage with Spirit Rush, but Barrier saves his life, can ignite, burn him down. He won't. 1 HP, 1 HP.
Oh, but it killed the bot lane.
Yeah, they're fighting this. Two-man roam. With a body, Sam tries to disengage, but he won't be able to do so. 1-for-1 though will happen. Down charm will connect. That's gonna be the kill for SBTC.
Indeed, it is. In SBTC, they get off to a rolling start. This Orianna Rakan lane, we saw it from level 1. You're not going to do too great into Varus +1. The 1 doesn't matter, but Gragas makes it worse. And they exactly managed to find that. They managed to find a 2v2 solo kill. And then the Avenged Sambo, everyone tries to come down. It's not going to make a big difference. Oh, they found it in a 2v3. Not even a 2v2. Yeah, they do manage to kill Aquino, but he makes enough space. He buys enough time that the members of SBTC, Julie and TF, don't forget, they're making their way over from just killing G4. So they got the kill mid, and they came bot to get a kill as well. So really good stuff coming in from the members of SBTC across the board, getting 1,000 gold in their pockets already over EVOS.
Yeah, so much quick responses. This is what SBTC Esports is keep on doing. From game 1 to game 2, they respond very quickly, which means EVOS Esports cannot do this hyper-aggression with SBTC Esports doing there. Because if they do, yes, they're able to engage, but the continuation is going to be much more harder. It's going to be much more difficult for them to be able to get more kills and get more value.
Yeah, it seems like they wanted to dive Katsutan for a second there, but just decided against that. This will just be the dragon. Yunero, if you look at the minimap, he dodges away from Veldus. And this could be really big though, because the delayed tempo here from EVOS might mean that SBTC get to contest with both objectives right now. And they do.
Yeah, look at Rift Herald. Rift Herald is something that we need to see because EVOS Esports is there. SBTC is also there. Now, body stamp coming in. Rakan is going to get knocked off. But look at TF. Look at the Hexic ultimatum as well. Quickness and Grand Entrance attacks to save his life. But Nunu is able to do so. And Nunu will get the kill. This will be the 1-for-0. Kira will die though. And EVOS Esports, this is big. Moonfall with a tree. Man, knockoff. This changes things up. Now Kira, Aquino dies. Yunero to follow up. EVOS Esports changing things up. And this will be the 4-for-2 for EVOS Esports.
Brilliant team fight there from EVOS Esports. It was a good start to the fight from Yunero, but there's so many things going on there that we need a replay so we can break it down. Lots of things to take note of. It started off with the Hextag ultimatum onto Rich. He lived long enough to get a bit of his combo down, but the key point there, G4 and Katsutan, they found the wombo combo. Katsutan, he got the shockwave onto the backline, and that was the go button. That was the cue for Tipper. It's my time to shine. He ran down Kirill, kept the wind slash, and used that to get one more kill as well. And of course, like you called, G4 with the huge moonfall to secure the rest of the team fight. SBTC Esports, things have been looking great for them. They've been winning basically every team fight this series. But EVOS, it looks like they want to turn things around here, Infinity.
Yeah, but if they can, Rift Herald being started by SBTC Esports, if they can get this 300 gold with extra pressure coming down, they actually secure it, and EVOS Esports is late to go for the contest. So SBTC Esports takes 2 objectives out of 2 in the first 5 minutes into the game.
They do indeed. They get a bunch of objectives, they get some priority, and now it's important to look out for where they're going to use the Rift Herald. That's the big note that we have to keep in mind right now, because with the team comp that they have, using the Rift Herald can easily mean disaster from EVOS. It's a very similar team comp to what EVOS were running in the last game. There's a lot of catch potential. There's a lot of pick potential. If you make a misstep guarding your turret, you are going to die. Just like Yunero right now.
Deeper jumping in with a Blade of Exile, almost getting the kill. Hexic ultimatum actually misses down the wind slash, and Yunero lives.
Yeah, we're gonna need some replays with some of these fights, because this game right now is like a walking highlight reel for all of these players. Their mechanics are being pushed to the limits. They're being pushed to the absolute maximum of what they can do, and it's it's honestly incredible to watch. I can't even keep up with half the plays because I'm just not nearly that good. But the mechanics are just really well played. Unero uses the ultimatum to space and dodge out on Tipper's spells. Tipper still gets the wind slash off, but he holds the third kill Q for long enough that he nearly found the kill. It's just that he barely missed on that, and now SBTC, they're making a play in mid.
Yeah, Rift Herald into mid lane. EVOS Esports won the contest. Pantheon jumps in, but a Starfall connects onto Charm coming in from Ari, but two-man knock-up coming in from Rich. No follow-up though, so not being able to get that kill, and Rift Herald will not punish onto the turret. Charm will connect. G4 needs to go back. Tier 1 turret falls mid lane.
It does
G4.
indeed. G4 once more.
Still, Moonfall connects to the toe. Pantheon with stun. Whoa,
Nice.
EVOS Esports is pulling up some of these moves, as you stated, the highlight reel walking
Really?
for game 2.
No, legitimately, if these were any other players, if these were not, SBTC versus EVOS Esports, you could just clip all of these plays and it would be the highlight of these players' careers. But because we have such a pedigree in these games, it's just another day in the office for them. It's just another day on the job. These plays, it's normal to these players. They are just that good. And we're really seeing how they can push their champions to the absolute limit right there. And I love to see at Infinity.
And this is the reason why these two teams are some of the teams that are the favorites to come and win the C Championships for this year, right? SBTC Esports, from their improvements in the group stage, absolutely phenomenal. And EVOS Esports is the defending champion for Southeast Asia as a whole because they are the winners, they are the grand finals, they are the champions for the Summer Super Cup. So this is the true test. Who will be able to win this game 2 can change storylines for these two teams.
Look, I'm gonna be honest with you here, Infinity. I was still thinking that, you know what, even though Divine lost to SBTC, I still think Divine's the better team, right? It's just that SBTC have their number. But if SBTC get a 2-0 here, I'm gonna have to hold that thought.
Yeah, Moonfall will miss though. And now TF jumps straight to the backside of Kino as well. Pantheon comes in with a Starfall, and now EVOS Esports will get eviscerated because of the pincer attack for SBTC.
Yeah, it's too greedy right there from EVOS. And what do we talk about when we say SBTC's mid-game prowess? It's how they go to the side lanes and find these opportunities. Julie plays just on the edge enough to keep G4 and Rich interested, but he never actually makes a mistake there to get caught. We missed that, but you never get solo killed by Tipper. So once again, Tipper, he's the last one standing. He's the last man that can carry this EVOS roster, just trying his best on this Riven. But yeah, SBTC, they just use these side lane advantages and opportunities to find these amazing timings, roam down there with your mid priority, get the picks, get the kills, get the towers, get everything, and make your way back mid, push the waves, rinse, repeat. Amazing stuff from SBTC. We saw it from them against Divine, and they're doing it here yet again against EVOS.
I mean, if you're looking at it, even though SBTC Esports has this 4K gold lead, but when you're looking at the gap for the Baron laners, Tipper, 8K, Unero, 6K. The gap in the Baron lane is so huge, and this is the reason why Tipper, even though he has a broken blade, can do so much for his team.
Yeah, and this is exactly what we talked about at the start of the game, right? Whoever gets a lead in this matchup, that lead is not going anywhere.
Corruption Vex onto one, follow up with another Hexic ultimate to lock down onto Valdez. Valdez will still alive a bit longer, but Katsudan, or Kirol rather, will get the kill with the arrow. Double kill following up. SBTC Esports, Katsudan, the only one alive into the top lane, gets rooted down. That's another kill for SBTC.
I'm gonna tell you something really interesting for a second. Tipper just got a solo kill on Unero. And he's
Yeah, and now he's looking for more. He's going for the knock-up alongside with Rich. Quickness to follow whip. The charm will not be able to connect. Now TF comes through into the backside. The charm from Julie will bring down Tipper.
It was so close. He got a solo kill. He didn't even have to use his broken blade, his wind slash, whatever you want to call it. He didn't need it. He just spanked Unero, burned his flash, killed him, came to the team fight, popped his ultimate, nearly got another kill, but it wasn't quite gonna happen. Oh, sorry, he didn't kill Unero. He killed Julie, I think. But look at the team fight right now. Look at G4. This is the key thing, right? He gets a nice little moonfall, but the counterplay, Aquino with the cask was what turns it around. Katatan here, I think he got a bit too ambitious. He found one, he tries to get more, but he missed position, and that's what spelled his doom at the end of it. And you know what? I'm actually completely wrong. Tipper didn't kill anyone. I'm just dreaming. I just dreamt that up because I saw him make too many solo kills recently. So, Ignore me. Mistakes were made.
That's
here
illusion
today.
for Tipper.
Delusion
right?
indeed,
Illusion. Yeah, but G4 gonna get stuck here. Takes his chance to delay for his life, but
boy.
he is gonna get slain.
This
Easy
might be
kill
Baron.
there for SBTC. This might be indeed because
Oh, no,
we
they're not.
have so many, but one for
But
one.
I'll
Both
tell you
teams
what
doesn't
wasn't
have it.
illusion there. G4 genuinely did solo kill Julie. So if we keep seeing the trend of things right now, if G4 keeps getting solo kills, if Tipper keeps getting solo kills, the way EVOS really need to start playing is they need to run a 1-3-1 on the map. The problem with that is if they run a 1-3-1, there's too many options from SBTC. The snowball can kill the side lanes, and we talked about how good SBTC are at making sure they punish overly aggressive side lanes. They can do it here again if you try to 1-3-1 them, and that's such a big risk. Now, if they go to the side lane, they try to catch your side laners. What's normally the counterplay to that? You would start Baron, right? But you don't have ADC. Your marksman is Orianna. Your jungler is Pantheon. You cannot kill Baron. EVOS, their options are limited. They're gonna need to take team fights against SBTC. And I gotta say, Infinity, I really favor SBTC in those.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the cost of having no ADCs, right? They're going for the team fight. They're going for the team fights. But if they lose here in the game, it's just going to be so much harder for them to make it back in this game. And look at how Aquino is just playing around. Goes for the body slam, followed up with a knock-up. That's huge. Zones away the enemy team. And SBTC secures the Ocean Dragon. And now EVOS Esports tries to go back away. Julie goes in. Orb Deception, a lot of damage coming up. But look at that. They tried to flank, but they won't be able to do so. And Kira will die. Yunara will die. This will be the 2-4-2. And EVOS Esports still trying to hold on. G4 trying to run away. Moonfall connects onto 2. TF's gonna get stunned. Tipper is doing magical work here. And now EVOS Esports is turning things around. Valdos will get the spear. Will lock in onto 1. The stun will connect. TF will
No
die.
way.
And Batia with a Starfall
He's out.
lives.
He gets right out of dodge. He says, "Peace, late. I am out of there." And Valdez just takes his leave. He tips his cap goodbye at Julie or whatever, and he makes his way right out of that team fight. I can't think of a more fitting ending to that team fight than Infinity.
It just came out, man. It just came out. I mean, Valdos 1 HP. He's able to press Starfall, which I think takes a little bit more out of your pressure because there's a lot of pressure, right? That was a 2v1, 3v1 up against Valdos. He still got the kill onto TF, which was already insane. If he was killed, I'm expecting that's already good. It was good enough. But he still
gets out.
lives in that.
And you love
I
the
can't,
cheekiness,
man.
because if he dies there, that would have been a bit of a uh-oh moment, You'd be a bit embarrassed about that one. He does get right out. Look at this, though. We might see a fight here yet again.
Yeah, TF misses the snowball though. No disengage. Now it's going to be Pantheon. Go for the stun. TF. Explosive cast. Actually massive. Scatters down onto EVOS Esports. They're going back away. And TF just pulling through. Snowball goes for the knockoff. Followed up. And Julie comes in with a charm. Connects onto 1. Valdos forces out the flash.
could be
with
Baron.
a blast gun to save himself. And now the Baron is going to be open for SBTC.
I don't know if they want to risk this, because they really don't have to. Inaro's going to get caught, though.
Mid lane. Hexac ultimatum onto Tipper, follows up with a shockwave, tries to delay it,
bad.
but Tipper will get slain. Actually gets a kill for Corral. Now EVOS Esports, G4 forces out the flash, Exhaust will burn him down, and that will be Moonfall connecting, but misses. And now Valdos,
No
with the
shockwave.
Starfall, comes through into the team fight. But that will just be it. 1-4-0 for SBTC.
Man, it's a bit of a heartbreaker there for EVOS. Let's think back to how all of this started. They saw TF wandering in the river, but if you think about how SBTC's comp wants to function, they're basically an artillery unit. And what does an artillery unit want to do? They want to hide behind the brick wall. And TF is that brick wall. So if you try to go onto him, they're just going to chuck spells at you. Charms, orbs, arrows, everything's flying at your head. And Tipper started off that team fight so very low already. When they tried to disengage, he got a little bit greedy, tried to go on Unarrow, but he bought enough time. He wasted enough spells from EVOS before the members of SBTC. They just came in to clean up. And what I really love about SBTC's comp, it's a poke comp, right? It's a catch comp, it's a poke comp. But they can pull the trigger and go all in the moment they get you low. The moment they pick someone off, the snowball's coming, the spirit rush is coming, cask, arrows, everything is just gonna fly at you. And here we go again.
Another flying thing. TF though will not connect on the
no,
snowball, but
G4.
here in mid lane, G4 is gonna be very, very low. Explosive cast gonna be massive. Hexic ultimate locking down to secure the kill. Shockwave will go out to Julie. Julie will be 1 HP, and EVOS Esports is pulling up. This will be the 1-for-1 3-man route coming in from
that's
SBTC Esports. They're going in. Rakan will die, and now EVOS Esports trying to turn things around, but will not be able to do so. Uniro will get stunned by Tipper, and that will be the kill for SBTC once again.
The damage from that Varus SBTC, they have no mercy right now. I didn't quite catch it, but G4, he died off our screens. 1 HP left, and the members of SBTC, they just rolled into town. No one can get past TF. That's the problem right here. Kira is able to put out so much damage with these piercing arrows. Why? Because no one on EVOS is threatening him. And how can you when he's got a giant Yeti and a boy between you and him, when they're channeling snowballs, when they're channeling the absolute zeros? You cannot get past that. And SBTC, they are playing their team comp perfectly. They pick up the Baron. They have their eyes on the Elder Inferno Dragon. They've got 3 more dragons in their pockets. SBTC, I think they're going to take this and close this one out.
Yeah, and they're starting up the Elder Dragon. EVOS Esports has to respond. If they give this, this is over. SBTC Esports going for the Infernal Dragon. EVOS Esports trying to react, but Valdos will not be able to get it. And now he's gonna get slain. This will be 1 member away for 40 seconds. Rich comes through, tries to delay the fight, tries to delay the pressure, quickness, and goes back. And now Yanero jumps in. That's a kill onto TF. And now it's Carol getting 1. TF
Moonfall
tries to go into the backside. Moonfall will do so, but will not go and get the kill. And the only one left is Katadan. And now it's going to be a flash for Uniro to jump in. And TF with a big snowball zones away Oriana. And this might be over. Julie is coming up. Aquino is here into the backside. And SBTC Esports has defeated the SSC champions. It takes away the throne for them. Gets the second game of the series.